Alright, guys, welcome to my first YouTube video where I'll be going through the process of how I trade, how it works in general. Just be doing a quick rundown, just the whole nine really of what I do basically. It's gonna get gritty. It's gonna get I'm gonna show the whole process, the goods and the bads. I'm not gonna hide nothing. But first, I'll do a little explanation. So, while I trade, I don't solely do um what's called live trading, which is basically trading with your own money. There's a different version which is called prop accounts, or prop accounts or funded accounts, which is sort of like paper trading, which is fake money, but it has incentives for trading. So if I trade with a funded account, you have a goal that you have to hit, or yeah, just really a goal that you have to hit, to then which you get money off of that. So I'll explain the prop account side first. Okay. So there's multiple different prop accounts and even different, prop websites. I know there's what's it called? Top Step. I'm just using Tradeify right now. As you see down here, here's my account. Uh, this is called a growth account, and I'm not even gonna get into the accounts today, but I'll just show you specifically what I have to do or what it looks like. I have to get a minimum profit of $3,000 with at least 5 days of $150 profit. Um, I'm able to lose 1,250 in one day, and at max, the most I could lose is $2,000. So, with that in mind, um, you have to make trades that are like within like your barriers, I guess. You don't want to overdo it or anything like that. And as you scale up to different accounts, it becomes, a wider and wider range, so you get more room to stretch. Here we have the consistency, which is basically the maximum you're allowed to trade. So these accounts right now, they have a 35% consistency, meaning out of this $3,000, I'm only allowed to make 35% of it in one day. If you go over that 35%, you then have to make more than what the minimum profit goal is. So with a 35% consistency, or 35% of 3,000 is 1,050. So that's pretty much what I should be striving to hit almost every day. Obviously, that doesn't go as planned, as you can see from down here. I've just been, getting what I can. But over the next 2 days, since I only need 2 more days of profit, and I literally need about 2,000 more, that's exactly what I'll be doing. So I'll be walking through the trades that I make, along with um, just showing the whole process. So going back over here, I forgot where to go. This is the live account, which I have about I think I put like $20 in. Um, and I created a bot that I was letting trade, but I I had to shut it down because it just I'm just doing more tweaks to it. But I believe okay, so I have $8 in here. So I might make a trade here at the same exact time. So now I showed you what I'm doing, I'll then explain how I'll do it. So coming back over here, and I'll sort of get all this noise off the screen. Okay, so 8:30 every day so far. Well, every day, Monday through Friday. Wake up. So I hop on the 15-minute time frame, and I wait for the 8:30 to 8:45 candle. This is CST, by the way. So I wait for that candle, which will be coming up in 3 minutes. When that comes up, I'll mark it down. So, for example, this was Thursday last week. Here's the 8:30 candle right here. You mark just the bottom and the top. So this whole thing is considered a candle. The line you see is the wick. So if there was a line or a wick at the bottom and a wick at the top, you do wick to wick. If not, you just do just the whole top to the whole bottom. So as you see here, when you mark it out, you have what's called a zone. You then switch to the 5 minute. Hold on, let me find it. Okay. You then switch to the 5 minute and you just observe it. This is called the opening range, or trading with the opening range break. 8:30 is when the New York Stock Exchange opens. As soon as that happens, it gets a whole lot more live. You see a lot more action. It's just a good time to trade. You could do the same thing at 5 p.m. when Asian markets open, but this just has been giving me the best result. Um, so okay, so here we go. With this, you then okay. So after you have the 15-minute marked out, you then want to figure out what's going to happen. So the best way I can explain it to you is that in your zone, price will either go down out of it or up out of it. In this case, it goes down out of it. So, price is most likely going to go down. And there can be situations where it's called fake outs, where it'll come down and go back up. And actually, you know what? I'll replay it to here so we could see exactly how I traded this in real time. So with the price being marked out, you literally there's nothing else you could do but just sit and watch. Okay, so here, it's starting to reach. It came out of the box, but what we're looking for, so at some point, it came out of this box, and then it went back up, and it closed here. So it came out, closed here. So what we're looking for is for it to come out and close out. So this next candle, we'll see if that happens, and it does. So it came out, probably went all the way down here, or honestly it probably came out and went up and then came down. I wish I could see it, but the replay doesn't show it exactly. But what we're looking for, the first step is here. This is called the breakout. Price has broke out of our zone, and right now it's sitting here. Great. Now the next step to avoid those fake outs, or sorry, this this is just the next step. Is we're waiting for a retest. So while price breaks out, you want it to come back and touch the box again. Whether it goes in, um, maybe just taps the bottom, anything, anything in the zone. Now, if it goes like all the way to the middle, at that point is you understand like okay, this just isn't gonna go the way you thought it was. But you always want to make sure to wait for the retest. It's just a cautionary, thing, just in case you never want to, you know, jump in too early and screw yourself over. But okay, retest happen. It doesn't have to close in the box or it just tapped it as you see the wick. So the wick is where it's been. So it's been up there and now it's down here. And this would be considered the next step, which is the confirmation. Now it's confirmed that price is going to go down at this point, and obviously it's not 100%. It's gonna happen the same way every time, but it's a extremely high possibility. Um, just a disclaimer, by the way. Everything I say, I'm not qualified to teach, but you know, I'm just helping y'all out. So it price has broke out around here, or right here actually, retested, and it confirmed our suspicions right here as soon as it closed. So from this point on, what I like to do is place a sell, uh, either directly on it, or I'm not gonna lie, if I was watching this, I would have been more up here, closer towards the box. But to each their own. So place a sell just like that. Now, when you're placing a sell market versus a sell limit, a sell market or even a buy market, just market in general, places directly where the candle is or where this line would be. So it'll place it here every single time. Now, when you do a limit, what you're basically saying is, okay, I want price to go up, tap it, and then come back down, which at this point, it's already too late. If you were waiting for a retest, if you traded without waiting for a retest, that's a good thing to place. Just put a sell limit at the top of the box. It comes up, taps it, and here it is coming down. But I say I'm more of a mix. Sometimes I place my trades early without waiting for confirmation. I do wait for the retest, but I don't wait for the confirmation. Now, there are instances where there literally is just no retest and price just shoots like all the way. At that point, it's just up to your best discretion. Like, do you want to get in the trade? Yes, but it's risk involved, and that's what trading is for. Trading is just for risk takers. So it's just up to you. So I'm gonna hurry up and get through this before 8:45 comes, so I can show you a live process of what I'll be doing. So yes, so I would place a limit, literally, or let's just place a market. Okay, now here you have your take profit and your stop loss. Me personally, I like to be really safe. So stop loss is if it hits this, you'll get out with the amount. So this would be negative $217. If it gets up there, I'll just lose $217. It'll take me out. You know, you live and you learn. And you always want to set a stop loss. This gives you, the freedom a little bit. I'm not gonna say full freedom, cause I find myself still having to watch it, but it'll give yourself enough freedom that, while it is under, I'd say, you don't have to sit and, keep your eyes glued on the screen. Now with the take profit, um, I like to set it so just where another um like just looking at levels here. So with a trade like this, I would have set my take profit to maybe this level right here. Try and I'll zone it out for you guys. Maybe around here or this bottom. Just kind of feel it out actually. So okay, so this zone comes all the way back here, around there. So that would be a safe bet. Even down here is an option, and I believe in this trade, I think it did come pretty far down. So I usually like to set, like I said, I set my stop losses probably middle of the zone or above all the noise. This this stuff right here, I consider the noise. The stuff in the zone, I consider noise. Um, this is above what I consider the noise. So, price has previously been. This has been the top of where price has been. So this is a extremely safe zone to me. I personally wouldn't see it going up there at all. This is honestly extremely safe, but safe makes money. Um, Here we have. Okay, so I would place the my take profit probably around that zone, because you gotta make a little money. You gotta be a little bit greedy. So boom. So let's see what happens. Here's one candle, goes down, comes back up a little bit. It's nothing to be scared about. We're still in the profit, $39. We're still in the green. Next one keeps going down. Boom. Big shoot. So at this point, you have really two options. With a big shoot like that, I mean, the only option, actually, I take that back, not two options. The option is see what happens next. And with what happens next, I feel like kind of separates, you know, great traders from greedy traders. I'm not gonna lie, I would have absolutely moved my take profit a little bit. Kind of followed it and kind of set a price in mind of where I want to, get out at. So let's say, for example, at this point, sorry, I think my take profit was here. So let's say when price was around here a little bit, I would have set a mental goal like, okay, I'm gonna keep going with the flow, but if it starts to go up, I'll kind of put my limit to $500. That's when I'll get out, no matter what. I would kind of set it over the max that I was going to make if my take profit was here. So I would kind of follow this price a little bit, and as you see, it keeps going. Now there are some traders out there that literally just have a goal. That's it, and that's cool. If anything, it shows more discipline, patience, um, and they're in control of their emotions. They get what they get what they came for, and boom, they're out. Even with watching um, price continue to go down, and they have the potential to make even more money, they kind of just live with it, and it's honestly a skill that is like good to have. Um, and even with, let's say, in the flip side, let's say it does go up, with me watching it go up, or even you guys, with you watching it go up, you don't want to um, be nervous. I mean, you can be nervous, but you kind of just gotta live with it. You get what I'm saying? Like, if you see yourself down $80 and you risk 200, at that point you might as well just and there isn't a point where you should change it. You risk $200, so just risk $200. Anything can happen. It can turn around. It can get to 190, turn around, go back the other way, and if let's say you got out like, oh man, this is a losing trade. Let me just get out now. Literally, just let it sit. Now, with that, I do want to warn you guys. There is a such thing as emotional trading. Um, you don't want to trade with, I guess, well, a chip on your shoulder. You don't want to revenge trade. It's called. So let's say, for instance, back to that example that I had right here. Let's say, for instance, I did a buy here. Well, let's say I did a buy actually. Yeah, let's just say I did a buy here. So at this point, let's just say I did a buy. What you do not want to do, I obviously would have lost this trade. Stop losses would have been around here maybe. I would have lost this trade. What you do not want to do is then hop in the trade again, keep doing buys or maybe even flip it and just do a sell. That's how you lose money and that's how you blow accounts like this. I've blown maybe a couple accounts, I think 2 or 3. They cost money. I lost money. At the end of the day, I've learned from each of my experiences, and even now as I make trades, I've learned. As you see here, I kind of keep it to maybe 2 trades, or this 4 trades was because I lost money, and actually I'll show you. It was specifically yesterday, I believe, where I lost money. It was here somewhere. I did a sell, came down, and I wasn't paying attention to my computer screen. I was up 700. When I turn around and look back, I'm in a gutter, 300, 400. Watch to hit my 500 stop loss, and it's just like, shoot, I'm down. But literally right here, I had a zone, I believe, from here to here. So as you see here, I got lucky, saw another opportunity, and best believe I took it. Even though it's out of time, I say around 12 o'clock is where I usually try and I meant to make a mental note to stop. Cause it's lunchtime. New York traders are at lunch, and as you see here, through here, New York traders, nothing's happening. This is called consolidation. Just a bunch of up, down, up, down, up, down. Pretty much in the same level. So this is the top. This would be the bottom. Whole bunch of up, downs. But as the traders came back, or the big traders, I'll say, came up, moved the market in my favor, and I literally just made the 150 profit that I needed for it to count as a day and not a wasted day. And by all means, none of these days are wasted, but it's just how I feel. Like a losing day is still a day, but but here we go. Okay, so here's the 15-minute candle right here. As you see, trade is below the zone as of right now, which I will mark out for you guys in a couple seconds. But I just want to show you what it looks like. Here, okay, actually I forgot to mention, I personally like to trade M&Q futures, which is the micros. I trade micro M&Q. There's a regular M&Q, or the regular just mini, but that's more money. That I just don't feel comfortable risking. I'm a risk taker, but I'm not a super risk taker. I'm not a gambler, I guess I'll put it as. So here we go right here. This is MES. This looks a whole lot better. they kind of react the same and they have the same look to it, if you know what I mean. Like they kind of look the same, but they operate just slightly differently. And as of right now, or the past week, I'd say today's Wednesday. Past week, MES has been doing me extremely well. So I kind of like I've been making trades in both. So pretty soon, okay. So I'll make the zone for you guys. This right here is a bot that I've created. Um, well, it will be a bot that I have created. Right now, it's just an indicator. It just visually puts the stuff on the screen, but this is what the bot will see. You get what I'm saying? So the bot will operate off of this. So to explain it to you, this orange line here is showing, okay, so if candles are above the orange line, basically means buyers are in control. If it's under the orange line, sellers are in control. So let's do a less cluttered and crowded one. Always set my entry to, this would be the break um and retest right here. So it would have bought specifically right on the top of the zone. Sets the stop loss to the middle. Take profit is somewhere up there. I gotta tweak that. It kind of is just always set floating randomly. Um, and then at 12 o'clock, 12 p.m., it automatically closes. So keeping that in mind, when profit goes above 1 to 1, so this is like the 1 to 1 right here, because I think my take profit is set 1 to 2, so I make 2 times what I risk. When it's set to 1 to 1, my stop loss automatically gets set to break even. So I'm you know I make I lose nothing if it goes wrong at that point. And as you see through the strategy report here, every bot, the bot is not gonna be perfect, but I guess the most important part is that it makes money, and that this is over. This is not right. Let's just do over the last 7 days. So over the last 7 days, it's made money, broke even, made money, broke even, and broke even just a little bit ago, 2 days ago. But okay, so here we go. So as you see by this orange line, buyers are in control. Now the line is kind of close. Um, oh, and to explain actually how the bot takes the orange line, there can be instances where um this orange line is like, let's say this orange line is down here, kind of like this. So I'll just see this blue line as the orange line. So let's say, okay, the orange line is going like this. So meaning buyers are in control, but there still is you know, a look like it could be a break and retest. We do not want to take a trade because buyers are somewhat in control. So the bot will look at the orange line before it decides if it hops in or not. And we'll see it hop in. And by hop in, I literally mean it. It'll just mark it out. So here it sold here. Or it says that it would have sold here. So when I put this in an actual, when I actually sit here and code this out, which I do, I have it coded out in Pine script, which is not something I'm used to. But when I code it out in Python, it'll do exactly this pretty much. But now this is just a waiting process. Um, go ahead and switch back to my broker, which I use Trade&Gate. Trade&Gate's is what allows me to use my Tradeify accounts here. So I have 50,000 what's it called, equity. Yeah, 50,000 equity, but still you just got to keep in mind that I have at the max for today 1,250 to risk, and all in all 2,000. So really the 50,000 is just what allows me to get better contracts. As you scale up the units, which are contracts, you can make more for less movement. So to show you, four contracts of $400 is, pretty tight, you know, zone here. Now switch that back to one, widens it out a little bit. Um, and this plays into um the zones. Kind of just go based off of my zone. If the middle of the box is, here and here and here, uh, a zone of four would be, let me put this at the top, like I'm really doing a buy. Zone in the middle would be right there. So I would definitely scale that down to three, and boom, this is a $400 trade. Now, with the zone being so small, I feel like there is a kind of a give or take when it comes to the middle of the zone risk that I like to play. Now, this one isn't as bad, but you know, as you can see, the noise that is happening right now is most definitely, without a doubt, um, kind of around my stop loss. So I would personally scale this down to two and put it under this, or even, you know what? Just take over the whole box, take over the whole zone, and this is most likely going to be a buy opportunity, seeing as which things are headed right now. So let's go ahead and figure out where we will put our take profit. Probably around here. And this is honestly not good enough for me. Honestly, let's look at something else. Let's come over here. Let's take our thoughts somewhere else. Okay, so this one's not even close to breaking out. And let me see when it does. That's not bad. I'll probably say around this though. Oh, excuse me. So, this point it's just a waiting game. 9 o'clock candles, um, is usually where we'll get a whole lot of noise. Um, so we'll see. Sometimes I like trading MYM, but that's not the move. And then let's see what gold is doing. So okay, right now, gold is, or the bot, which is just an indicator as of right now. It's in a sell right now. So we'll just come and check on it, and let's just see what happens with it. Obviously, the zone is right here and didn't fully retest. It kind of halfway retested. It was so close. Just hopped in, which commendable. I respect it. Um, so we'll just keep checking in on that. I'm not gonna mess with that. Did these two, I'll flag it for y'all. These two is where I stay. MEQ, MES, kind of staying here. It's worked for me. I figure the less you switch up, the less could go wrong. Obviously, if even if I have multiple streaks of bad trades, I kind of would just still do the same thing and adapt. Now, coming over here to the live account, actually, as you see, the difference between these charts and the charts on the live account is that this is live indicators right here. As you see, every move is being tracked versus I think this is like every like 5 second, or this is like every 2 seconds or 3 seconds, honestly, because I bought the premium. So it's a little bit better, but before it was like chop, chop, chop. So this is better. What I would do is I would come over here and watch, because I would see it live. I would see exactly what's happening. A quick shoot like this would have took like a little bit to indicate over here, but I guess this is just a waiting game, and this is my first YouTube video, so I'm gonna talk to y'all for a little bit. What I plan on doing is during moments and times like these, I would crack open Steam and you know run a game or run a round or two of a game, just to kind of keep it best of both worlds. We get a trading and a gaming channel, and like there's just at this point there's just nothing for me to do. So it's kind of like I can run a quick round of so and so. Well, actually, what, let's see specifically what I could play. Something like I don't want to play an online game. I feel like that would get to the point where it's like that I actually have to sit and you know put my full intention into the game, like something like Cuphead. Honestly, this would be a good you know game to play, but we'll see. For today, I'll just make this strictly trade, um and who knows what tomorrow has in store for us. But keep in mind, while that is happening in the background, I do need, like I said, I wanted 5 days for me to hit this profit goal. As you can see by my journal, things have not been going all the way how I wanted it to. It's been going well. Not how I wanted it to, though. I wanted to make 1,050 first day, second day, third day, fourth day, fifth day. And then that would give me a really strong buffer of 5,000. But that didn't go how I wanted it to. And basically how it works is when you hit the minimum profit, you can take money out of that. And the maximum is 1,500, 1,500. So taking 1,500 out of 3,000, that leaves you with 1,500. Which doesn't leave you with a strong buffer, because I believe after you take that money out, the minimum you can get to is 50,100. So, with me doing the 1,000 for 5 days, that gives me $5,000. I could take 1,500 out of that and be real safe, and then I can even go for another profit after that. So, and the money scales with each profit goal that you hit. So I'm going to show you that right quick, and I'll kind of keep bouncing back to the to the charts. So here we go. So my first payout maximum you could take is 1,500. Second payout, 2,000. Third payout, 2,500. Fourth payout and beyond, keep the account, 3,000 after that each time. So that is my goal. I plan on keeping this account for a long time. When I finish this account, I'll immediately buy another account, and let's get a double profit going. So here we go. Here's our move right here. It only happened on M and Q. MES will probably chase after it. But so the bot bought here. Honestly, don't really know why. Cause nothing happened. There's no retest. It's just a like I don't know. Don't ask me. Will kind of follow suit here. I won't buy. And actually looking at this is too much. Let's do here. Let's risk. I don't know. I don't know if I want to risk 500 or 600, because this right here would be good to me. This is a little bit longer. I could do this week or I could do this one. Let's see, does this cut it down to 500? Yeah, it does. I don't know. Decisions. You know what? Let's do 400. Because I forgot. I'll be placing 2 trades at the same time. So I'll see if. But then again, I don't know if this MES is going to do right. We'll place 2 trades at the same time. We just got to wait for MES to catch up. So at this point right now, we're just waiting for this candle to close outside of the zone. And we'll actually come over here and mark it up on my live chart so I can make something with this $8.40. You know what they say, money is money. Where's my boxes at? I swear I had it favorited. Okay, here we go. Come through here, mark the zone for that, and then we'll come around and do the same thing for MES. Okay. So we'll be ready. Excuse me. To make the same trade on MES and MQ. On both the live accounts and the funded accounts. And let's hurry up and just get this process going, because I want to go to work at a good time. I kind of don't like making a trade and walking away, because like I said, for the instance for yesterday where I placed that sell and literally went and hopped in the shower, came back, gone. Like I was up 700, so I put it in my mind like, okay, I'm good. I could, get ready for school, come back down the drain. At this point, the bot would have been out, I believe. Cause this is the halfway point, somewhere through here. I don't even know why it's not. It's supposed to be marking the halfway point, but to each your own. It is over there. I don't know why it's not over here. It is. I think I see it. I don't know. But okay. So every 5 minutes it sets a new candle, and depending on where you change the time frame to, you have the timer over here. I'm still banking on this being a buy day, but with price chopping like this in one candle, I don't know. Okay, so the entry. Okay, I see what it's doing. I understand. I understand. I forgot that when I when I made this bot, and this is definitely bad and it probably should be fixed. But it sets what it would do is it would wait for the candle to close outside. So the candle could be up here, and it's like at that point it's way too late to hop in the trade. So I set it so that it would enter before the candle closes, but the stop losses and the take profit happens after the candle closes. So that's why I came down, went past my stop loss, and it stayed in the trade basically, because it set the stop loss after it closed. So looking at this, it definitely is something that needs to be changed, but you know, um, if this keeps me in the trade, you know, all props to it. If not, I still would have lost the same amount of money. Now, if it comes down here and it's all under here before it sets the stop loss, That's an extremely dangerous situation. Cause at that point, if it just keeps going down, I'm just gonna sit there and just lose, lose, lose. And there's nothing to get me out of this. I would have to personally, manually go up there and get out of the trade myself. So that is the only thing, the only red flag that is kind of popping up now. And now that I visually see it, because I noticed it before when I did code it, kind of just like a, but I was just going based off of what was making the most money um over through my back test, it's called, which is just testing how it works. Um, and this one made the most money, so you know, but I guess I guess that's just because it risked the most. So more of a waiting game here. Now I really wish I was doing something on the side. At this point, I would just be watching YouTube or something like that. But there's not much that can be done. I would play Cuphead, but I don't play Cuphead on the keyboard. I need to connect the controller and everything. That's just too much work at this point. I wouldn't mind playing a little For Honor. That would be a nice little experience. Um, Dang, what do I have? I could play Watch Dogs. That would be nice. Or even an Arc Raider run or two. I just need to get more games, honestly. Okay, here we go. This is what I'm talking about. This is what we like to see. Just need Price to stay up there. We got 2 more minutes. Just go out there and stay out there. And I need this to do the same thing. Let's go. Hurry up. I like to place two trades at the same time. I don't like to stagger it. So we just have 1 minute. I want to try and keep this to at least like an hour max. But I mean, at this point, this is going to be 1 minute and 30 long. So you know what? Let's just humor myself a little bit. Let me see. Okay, the way things are looking right now, I don't see. Let me see. Let me not second guess myself. That's another thing. When it comes to your plan, have faith in your trading plan. My my break, retest, and confirmation. I'll 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 live and die about that break, retest, and confirmation. So we're just gonna sit. We're gonna observe. Let me not second guess myself on on YouTube without trying to show you guys my process. YouTube and Twitch, actually, because I am streaming at the same time. Oh, by the way, if you want to see this in real time, where is it at? Uh, where is it? Jeez, I'm so new to the stream joint. Yes, if you want to see this in real time, this is my stream handle right here, King Flyboy. I'll probably change it, but I'll be streaming this in real time, just trading. And actually, I gotta change the joint from Forza Horizon. Where do I change it at? Content or something like that. I don't know. Who cares? Sorry, Amelia. No, I'm not playing. I'm just trading. But okay. Here we have let's see. If I do miss this, like let's say it just keeps going up and it's a missed opportunity, I will most definitely be changing straight to MES. And we'll be putting all our eggs in that basket. But let's get ready, because here it comes. Let's catch it with open arms. Here it comes, here it comes. I wish I could kind of move this out of the way. But, it is what it is. Okay. I count that as a retest, without a doubt. Boom, retest right there. So there's the retest. Now we just wait for the next candle. Let's wait for the next candle confirmation, or we'll wait for it to for the candle to close out there. I might place the trade. If it comes back down, I might just place the trade, but I don't want to get faked out. That's the most important thing. I have seen um plenty of candles where it's literally been the 2 and 2, the 1 and 1 situation where it's been one up, one down, straight all the way back down. So I don't want to get faked out. It's called. So we will be patient. At the end of the day, I don't want to be late, but I'm a risk taker, not a gambler. So I hold myself accountable and just, you know, be safe with this. Now, by all means, if it closes up there, I'll definitely be putting a market up there. And at this point, let me see. I don't know. Kind of second guessing myself. Let's just go. And I know the reason why I'm not switching back and forth between MES and MEQ is because, like I said, they move. They don't look the same, but they move the same. If this is going up, MES is going to go up. Same thing, vice versa. And this, as of right now, is leading the charge. So we're going to follow this, and MES will be a little bit behind. So we'll let M&Q lead the charge. And we'll put all our focus into this. Just need it to come down. Please. Just come down. If not, we'll just hop in the trade late and live with the consequences. If we hop in the trade late, I'm going to switch this back to 2. And I'll drag it down, because it's gonna move everything up. So my stop loss would be like here, which I don't feel comfortable having. Now, real winner would probably risk like 1,000. You know what I should do? If I, you know what? Just this to show out for y'all. If I trust myself so much, let's risk it. Let's risk 1,000 for the 1,000. Nah, not 1,000 for the 1,000. Nah, I can't. Okay, here we go. This is what we wanted. We just need it to close right here. Please. Just close right here. We need 20 more seconds of it closing here. That's all we need. Please. 8 seconds, 6 seconds. So right here, the minus means it's above, plus means it's below. So we'll place the trade now. And I'm just realizing I forgot to drag the stop. And this, oh my god, this take profit is way too high. Where did I have it at before? Let's just do there. This is like a 1-to-1. Okay, move all this noise out the way. Throw up the thing. So boom, we had that going for us. Now, I did not wait for the confirmation, which is, it is what it is. I consider that a confirmation. That's the confirmation for me. Don't second guess me. Let's move on. Let's head over to the MES. We're going to be getting a second trade in, of course, because that's just what we do. So I just want to direct your attention. Down here is where we'll be observing both trades. So here we go. Now, we can have sort of a bias with M&Q being in the plus. we can sit here and we can assume, not assume, but MES is going to be doing the same exact thing. So let's just get that going. I forgot. I don't even know how much that was placed, but I cannot go over that. Okay. Okay, wow. So this is way more comfortable here. I think it was 500 and 400, I think. So let's just do 600. Let's place a limit though. Let's do a buy. Actually no, let's place a limit. Right smack in there. And now let's just, you know what though? I want to pull this down a little bit. I want to put it directly on top of the zone. And now let's just watch the magic happen. Boom, now we're in. Okay. So here we go. Right here, equity. This is what I have set. Like just straight what I have. Then we have, this is being added. So $51,094 plus this equals my account balance right now. We want to hit, what did I say? We need 1,000 for the next 2 days for me to hit this goal in 2 more days. So yes, me and you guys are going to make this happen. Oh my gosh, I can't believe I forgot the live account. Let's let's make something happen ASAP. This is flip. Let's go flip this back the other way. That's too much money. Jeez, man. I'm broke. I don't think I can mess with that. Oh, let's hop in over here. What am I doing? This hasn't even retested yet. And who knows if it will. Let's hop in over here. Let's turn the lots now. Because I have no money over here. Can I not trade over here? I can. Only one. Jeez, look at this. $1. Come on, guys. Let's just shoot for the stars at this point. Let's go for a nice tenner. Who knows if it's even gonna get up there. But the good thing about being on the live account is that the trade it'll stay in. On the props, it'll close you out as soon as market closes. So market closes at 4 my time. And it'll reopen at 5. So that's why I trade futures instead of just regular stocks. Regular stocks closes and it's done. Futures, that joint will just keep going. Unless it's the weekend, of course. So let's just get in. And we will not be looking at that. We'll keep our attention over here because I have to make sure, because I know it's over. So the main reason why the consistency matters, if I get over 1,050, you'll have to make more to kind of, what's it called? Dissolve back to a 35% consistency. So with you making 35% of your minimum profit, if I make over 1,050, it just means I would just have to take another day of trades, which I don't want to do. So let's just pay attention here. So I could close the trades over here, or I could close them over here. Or actually, let's just double check. What do I have this at? So for me to double check, I kind of just drag the limit on top of where it is. Drag the take profit. Kind of just put it. Okay, so it's a 600 and 600. So I have 600 M&Q, 600 MES. Which is too much. So we're gonna M&Q will hit first, and then we'll drag MES down. Well, God willing, M and Q will hit first, and then we'll drag MES down based off of that. Oh, let's see what this is talking about. Boom, up $40. Now imagine, guys. Imagine. Matter of fact, it's the same deal. The reason why, okay, you might be asking, why are you doing funded accounts? And the reason why is this 50,000 number right here. When you have $8 margin in equity, you literally, like, you have no say. Like, not no say, but you have no pull, basically. For me to make $600 over here, this is just a tiny little move compared to, for me to make $10. Where is it at? I don't even, did I not? Oh, it's up here. For me to make $10, I have to go all the way up here. So that's why I'm doing fundeds. My goal is for me to have an account size over here in my live with $50,000, $25,000, even $2,000 is good enough. That is my goal, and that is exactly what will happen. Thank God. So, as you see, the bot is in the trade still because of the stop loss clause that I put in there where it sets after the candle's closed. So, when 12 o'clock hits, it'll automatically get out of trade, but I honestly don't see this going that long. This is going to be a fabulous day. And let's see here. Yep, orange line is down here, meaning buyers are in control. So, good day is a good day. I don't want to sound too cocky, but things are in fact going well right now. And who knows? It could change. But we don't want to think about stuff like that. Let's just keep our eye on the prize. Now it could be a news thing. Now there are news traders, like for instance a couple days ago that Iran, the US, Israel and Iran missile strike and all that war stuff. Man, I was watching TikTok. They said, this will be a good time to buy gold. Gold always goes up when people are uncertain about wars and stuff like that. Man, they screwed me over bad. And from that point on, I decided, I am not a news trader. That is just not for me. We'll just keep it nice and simple. Just do the break and retest, and that is all I'll do. Now, actually, forgot to mention, with us being in a trade, or with you being in a trade, because I assume if you're watching this, you're going to follow along with me. Okay, so there we go. We got the 600. Oh my gosh, I probably should have mapped out specifically what. You know what? I could do math. So we got the 600. Here's the 400 right here. I'm just going to get out now. Okay. I don't remember how much that was. I think it was, I was at one, what was I at? I was at 183. You know what, bro? I will not sit here and do the math. 52,133. Okay. 52,133. Now, okay, let's say an instance where I do go over where I need to be. Listen, sometimes you just gotta do what you gotta do. You just have to lose money, and I'm so serious. That's probably what I do. If I went over, I literally just place just a bad trade and risk exactly what I need to get rid of. And I literally just wouldn't put a take profit. And if it doesn't, if I don't know, if I have like the amazing touch or something like that and it goes, wait, so what was it? 52,133? 52, get out. And that's it. Congratulations, guys. You have passed my course. But we actually are still in over here. Margined in right now as we speak. And you know what we'll do? We'll just let that sit. So that concludes the video, guys. Congratulations. Today was a good day. We have one more day of this tomorrow. And as you see, was I over here sweating and oh no, like okay, I might have second guessed myself a little bit. But at the end of the day, we still got it done. And that's the most important part. So that money we just made will get added on this. And then we got a good solid day of tomorrow. Let me go ahead and because I don't have a trading journal. That will be my next thing. So I kind of just got to drop this junk in the AI just so I can visualize my process. And it talks to me, you know. So boom, I earned 1,037. So my final step, I just need $878 tomorrow. But you know we're gonna go big. We're risk takers, like I said. You know what? That's what I'm gonna name y'all. Risk takers. We are all risk takers over here. So let's get that cash, guys. But without further ado, I'm gonna end that video right here. It was a good day. The bot would have got out in M&Q, not MES though. I'm gonna go ahead, get ready for work. I'm just gonna let this live trade play out all the way through. I probably will not check up on this at all because I don't really care. It's $10. So it is what it is. I'll just let this trade play through. But that is the end of the video. I'm glad you guys were able to come along with me on this process. So yeah, we'll add the games in the off time. So it's not much of a snooze fest while we're sitting waiting for something to happen. But I hope you guys enjoy this video. Thank you for coming along with me and have a good day.